Welcome back. So now we want to talk about changing your money mindset and also setting wealth building goals for you and the entire family. And joining me to talk about this is finance expert Princess Clark-Wendel, back with us. Thank you and welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me again.
I'm excited, as I said, about this because I think that you know, I've recently realized that it is actually possible to be debt-free.
Oh, absolutely it is. Too much debt is crippling. And one thing, what I found in my company is that we talk about worry-free living. And
That's
we
right.
can't live worry-free until we get rid of our debt.
Right.
Because we're constantly worrying, how are we going to pay this? How are we going to fund our kids' college? Once we have all that debt on the table, that prevents us from moving forward to our goals.
So the question is, I mean, is a debt-free lifestyle as possible for a family making $50,000 as it is for a family making $350,000?
Yes, of course it is. You just simply have to have a plan in place and be willing to make some of the sacrifices. Now, anything that's worth doing, it's going to take, you know, it's going to take time. And it's going to take you making some sacrifices. But at the end of the day, am I wealthier with debt or am I wealthier without debt?
Right.
You're poor with debt.
Absolutely.
So the goal is to build wealth, is to get rid of the debt.
So when we talk about mindset shifts, what are some of the things that we need to begin to think about differently, in your opinion?
Well, one thing that really affects us, especially here in Chicagoland, is that we're exposed. We're exposed to widgets and gadgets everywhere, and we want them. So what I think the first step that we should do is to really ask ourselves, is this something that I really want? Or is being able to pay for my children to go to college and not having to worry about it, is that what I really want?
Now, let me be honest with you. See, now I like a nice pair of shoes, really nice clothes, you know. So are you saying that in order to experience this level of freedom that I have to sacrifice those things, or can you help me create a system where I can still enjoy those things?
Well, at my firm, what we do, we talk about building a cash management system. If, Monique, you know that you want those nice pair of shoes, put it in your cash management and know that, hey, my shoes cost X amount of dollars per year. And I talk about building for families a household administration account. That's managing your household expenses, looking at your goals, those things that not only what you want, but what your kids want.
Oh, okay.
And once you have that system in place, then you're able to get those shoes because it's in your management strategy.
So you got a little kitty for each thing that helps you meet your obligations.
Oh yeah, I believe there's buckets of money. There's buckets of money for retirement. There's buckets of money for fun. There's buckets of money for shoes. You just have to, you know, allocate that money.
Shoe bucket, I like that. Okay. All right. So you've given us some other keys to building wealth. You talked about the money management system or spending strategy.
Right.
Then you've got this saving strategy. Some of our earlier experts mentioned that most people don't even have a savings.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody talks about it, but not many of us are doing it. And that's to pay yourself first. People tell me, well, Princess, how do I pay myself first? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to tell you one strategy that works. Like, people come into my office and they say, this is work for me. It's called your hour of power. Most of us work hourly wage, or if not, we work on a salary. So that first hour of every day, say I make $10 an hour, set that aside. That money is for you. That could be your shoe money. At the end of the week, you got $50. At the end of the month, that's $200. Saving that over a year, you have $2,400. Add that up with interest and investing and saving that, and you build yourself a nice bucket of money.
Love the hour of power idea.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Everyone should bank their change, you suggest?
Oh yes, everyone from mom, dad to the kids. If we save at least $1 a day plus our extra change, that's $50 a month. Save that in a savings account or invest that, and we have put $600 plus interest.
But could we also use that loose change to put towards a bill so that we can
yes, to spend down debt as well.
Okay, all right, good. Pay down debt, but don't stop there.
Right. One thing about debt, when we think, okay, I got my car paid off, that money is mine to do something else, and we find ourselves getting into more debt. So if I pay down an 18% loan, that's 18% gain that I have. So it's like I'm earning 18%. So instead of just paying it down, pay yourself. If you've been paying $300 a month over 5 years, then you're used to paying that. So start paying that to yourself. We really have to get into paying ourselves first or paying down additional debt.
Okay, more with Princess Clark-Wendel and more ideas about changing your money mindset and getting the whole family involved when we come back. Finance expert Princess Clark-Wendel is my guest as we close out this show on financial freedom and debt elimination. There's a couple of final things that we want to talk about real quick. And the first thing is, I love this concept that you have on going easy on easy money. Tell me what that means.
Well, what that means is that when we're shopping on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, for example, going to the grocery store, we know in our budget our groceries cost $100 a week.
Do we really know that? Because I don't think most people know that.
Well, if you don't know, then you need to start tracking your spending.
Thank you.
So, for example, if your budget of groceries is about $100 a month, we go hard on our easy money, what I call it. It's using our debit and credit cards. So if we're spending $100 for only groceries, of course we're shopping, I hope, with a list and getting everything off that list. But then we'll see those end caps, and this is on sale, or this widget or gadget is on sale. So we say, oh, that's just an extra $20. I got my debit card or my credit card, so I'll get to the counter and swipe that. So if you're doing the extra $20, $25 a week on top of your grocery bills, that's $100 a month that you've lost. $100 that you're poor and you're not building wealth.
Right, right. So the easy money is when you can just take that debit card and just swipe it real quick.
Just swipe
no
it.
big deal. Just $20.
Yeah, just like your other experts said, use cash instead of credit.
Yeah.
Make a list, go to the store, stick to that list, and use cash. If there's something exciting on the end cap, really ask yourself, do I really need this? Is this what I really want? Or do I want to build wealth and create wealth for my family?
And that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, this series is not about helping you to cut corners or, making you sacrifice what you really want and need. It's about helping you build a legacy of wealth for you and your family, because people paid a big price for us to be where we are today.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that everyone here on this planet right now, we're the soul of our ancestors. And a lot of our ancestors sacrificed, worked very hard to get us to where we are and where we need to be. So we owe them something. Not only do we owe them, we owe our future generations. So do we leave our future generations a legacy of debt, of poverty, like some of us have experienced, or do we take steps, simple, easy strategies to create wealth, not only for ourselves, but for future generations?
So bottom line is, when I pass away, do I want my son to have a really good financial foundation on which he can build, like so many other cultures do, or do I want him to have to scratch and scrape to get what he needs? Now, the last thing I want us to talk about is what you want us to do on Monday, starting tomorrow. What's the one piece of advice that you can give us that we can start doing to begin to build that wealth?
Well, to start building wealth, I want people to start saving, focusing on that hour of power. If you work for a salary, identify how much do I make for my first hour. Commit, say this is my intention to save this first hour of work. That's for me to create wealth, to change the dynamics of my family and future generations.
I love that. Okay, so I'll make sure I put your website, a link to your website on my website at MoniqueCaradine.com. So make sure I can get that information from you. So we'll do that. Go to MoniqueCaradine.com right now, in fact. Now, with this series, my goal is for you to achieve total debt elimination within a reasonable amount of time. It may take a year, maybe a little longer. But the bottom line is I really encourage you to look for those upcoming segments. We'll do this about every 10 weeks and take on this challenge. If you have any questions about how to eliminate debt, please email them to me at mo@moniquecaradine.com or connect with me on one of my social networks through Twitter or Facebook, and let's start getting some of these questions answered from our guests. No matter how much debt you have, financial freedom is absolutely possible for you. That's my perspective. Thank you for watching. I'm Monique Caradine.